In the next half hour, take a journey into a world unlike any other.
This is it! This is Ant Island!
Meet a host of the most colorful characters ever to colonize on a big screen.
Hey!
And meet the actors who brought them to life.
The colony is in good hands!
I should know this. I should know this.
It's not a lot, but it's our life.
Francis! Show some dignity, dear boy. We're staying here.
Anytime, pal. I'm gonna pick the hairs out of your head one by one.
Travel behind the scenes as Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film. All of this from the filmmakers who brought you one of the most celebrated animated films of all time, Toy Story.
Hello.
Come along and discover an epic of miniature proportions as we live a Bug's life. Try to imagine a world of high drama, romance, action, adventure, right at your feet. Well, that's what the remarkable filmmakers at Disney and Pixar had to do when they set out to make A Bug's Life. Hi, everyone. I'm Rob Weller, and you are about to go on a remarkable journey. What happened? This is incredible. This is...
Rob, over here.
Oh, John Lasseter, director of A Bug's Life. How are you?
I'm great.
Well, what happened?
I shrunk you.
Why'd you do it?
Our new movie, A Bug's Life.
Right.
I wanted you to see it from a bug's point of view.
Fantastic idea. John, how long did you work on this movie?
We worked on A Bug's Life for 4 years.
Wow, that's a long time. I mean, how do you keep everyone sort of fired up on their toes?
You know what keeps us going at Pixar? Is to do things that no one has ever done before. We know that it's not the imagery that keeps people in their theater seats. We work so hard in making the story of A Bug's Life a really great tale. And you know, it's like there's a lot of people who do think bugs are icky, but I think when they see our characters, they're so great, the personalities, they're going to fall in love with them.
Well, I think it would only be fair, since you made me little, is to give me at least a little preview of what A Bug's Life looks like.
You know, all right, but let's check it out.
Yeah.
Do you see anybody?
Well,
do you see anybody?
Really, it's
okay.
down here by
all right.
ourselves.
Okay,
I mean.
all right. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
Right here. Okay, go look closely.
All right.
It's a story about an ant colony that lives on a little island in the middle of a creek. And this ant colony works very, very, very hard all summer to save food for the winter.
Good job, everybody!
But every year, a band of grasshoppers come through and steal their food.
Where's my food?
It's almost the rainy season. We need this time to gather food for ourselves.
Listen, if you don't keep your end of the bargain, then I can't guarantee your safety. Huh? Let's ride!
So our main character is a little ant named Flick, and he gets this idea to go off the island. For the first time, none of the ants have ever gotten off the island.
Your Highness, don't you see? We could send someone to get help!
Now, why didn't I think of that? Oh, because it's suicide.
She's right. We never leave the island.
Never leave!
There's snakes and birds and bigger bugs out there.
Exactly! Bigger bugs!
And he goes off, and he tries to hire big, tough warrior bugs, big bugs, to come back and protect the colony from the grasshoppers.
Don't worry! The colony is in good hands!
Oh,
What do you
man.
think?
Well, that is very, it's
Isn't that great?
impressive, I think, is an honest word.
We are really proud of that.
Oh, it looks great.
You know, hey, I got an idea. While I have you really tiny,
Right.
how would you like to see Pixar?
Oh, I love it.
And how would you like to see how we made A Bug's Life?
Yeah, and now that to me is really cool.
Okay, that's right. Okay, you know where Pixar is. Just go down through the matchbox.
Yeah.
Find the receptionist. He's a great guy.
Okay, all right.
He'll tell you what to do, okay?
Yeah,
We'll see you afterwards,
I'll see you in a
okay?
bit. Thanks, Joe.
All right,
All right.
See you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Pixar. Hey, Corey. No, sir, I'm sorry, but for the last time, I really can't help you with that. I'm sorry. Oh, hi.
Excuse
Hey,
me,
Rob.
John Lasseter just sent me here. It's not really what I was expecting, but...
Yes, we were expecting you, though, Rob. Hi.
Wait a minute.
Welcome.
You're Dave Foley.
Yes.
You're the voice of Flick in A Bug's Life.
Yes, that was me. Yeah, that was my voice.
Why are you answering the phone?
It's Contractual obligation.
Well, you know, as long as I've got you here, can you tell me a little bit about Flick? He's really terrific.
He's a likable fellow, don't
Is he?
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Flick?
Yeah.
He's a nonconformist ant, which is a rarity amongst ants. You know, because they're very, you know, very uniform culture, the ants in general.
He's out there, isn't
He's creative, he is.
Like you,
Yeah,
probably.
He's a little flighty. More so than me. I'm actually quite dull and conformist and uniform. I'm much more like your average ant. Flick's much more exciting.
Well, you know, I'd like to see more, and Mr. Lassiter said, you know, you should see Pixar, get to know the place. And
Well,
all
if
that.
Mr. Lassiter said that, then you should do it.
Exactly.
Because he's a very powerful man.
Which way do I go?
Oh, you should just go down through here and meet all the other folks at Pixar and enjoy.
Great. Hey,
Okay.
Dave, thanks
Hey,
very much.
nice-
Great
nice
to meet you.
Nice to
Say
meet you.
hi to Flick for me.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
We're here at Pixar and continuing our journey into the world of A Bug's Life, and I've come across Andrew Stanton. He's the very creative co-director of A Bug's Life.
Hi,
Good to
Rob.
meet
Good to
you.
see you. You've shrunk really well. People sometimes have a tough time, but you look good.
Thank you for saying that. A Bug's Life is a big growth from your first movie, Toy Story.
Right.
I mean, what sort of happened in that process?
Well, Toy Story, we were just a bunch of young guys that, frankly, were just too stupid to know you couldn't make a film like that, and with the technology that existed then. And as things advance every year drastically, you can do more and more, and we could probably make Toy Story a lot cheaper and faster now. But we just decided to just do more with it. So we went with bugs. We went with lots of bugs, a big multi-character story, and we just made a completely organic world, which is very difficult to do in computer animation. We have about 200 people all together to make this film, which is a lot for us. In the computer animation, there's nothing left to happenstance. There's no chance. There's no, you know, we just happen to find this or shoot it like that by accident. You have to plan for everything. If you don't plan for it, it doesn't show up on the screen. But, you know, rather than me just yakking about it again and again, I should probably just show it to you. It's probably a lot easier.
Oh, great idea.
Get it across that way.
I'd love to see it.
All right.
In 1994, Lassiter and Stanton, along with producers Darla Anderson and Kevin Rear, assembled an international team of writers, animators, and computer technicians at Pixar in order to begin the long journey of bringing A Bug's Life to the screen. Once the entire film had been laid out in a series of storyboards, the filmmakers began defining the look of each individual character. Detailed scale models were created for reference before the actual process of animation began. The key information from the models is digitized into powerful computers, which give the animators the ability to begin manipulating and moving the characters. Each frame of the film is comprised of layers and layers of computer information, which in the end comes together to create images of a world unlike any seen before.
Wow, the city.
In the story, Flick hits the road with only one goal in mind: to find some bugs who could save the colony from the grasshoppers.
You're perfect.
But what he got
Popcorn, stale popcorn.
was a bunch of clowns.
Ta-da!
Circus bugs. I thought you were warriors.
Well, as we continue to explore around Pixar, guess who we run into? Joe Ranft, the head of the story department here at Pixar. Great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
This is really fun. And as the head of the story, you know, you probably figured out how to come up with this whole idea.
Yeah, there's a whole group of us, and we were inspired by the Aesop's fable of the grasshopper and the ants. You know that story where the...
Loosely.
Yeah, the ants reject the lazy grasshopper, and we thought, what if that grasshopper got a bunch of his buddies together and came back and started thumping on these ants every year and taking their money, and it just evolved from there.
So it's a story of revenge, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's in there.
Now, what's interesting is not only are you involved in the story, but you also play one of the characters, Heimlich. Who is Heimlich?
Well, Heimlich, he's a clown in the circus. He's a little caterpillar, but he's very hungry all the time. He likes to eat. He likes to eat apples and hot dogs and candy corn, you know?
Oh, candy corn. Here, let me help you to finish it.
He's a very fun character to play. He's a very jolly guy, and he's kind of a Bavarian mama's boy.
This is interesting that you would be involved in both sides. How did that happen?
Well, we come up with these characters in drawings, like storyboards, and then, we all provide voices for them when we're pitching the boards. So, and the directors asked me to be the real voice of them, so I kind of lucked out there.
I am a cute little bumblebee. Here I come.
you flowers!
The casting of voices for all of the characters in A Bug's Life attracted a wide range of Hollywood talent, all of whom were eager to work with Disney and Pixar after the success and popularity of Toy Story.
I took this job because, number one, I was a huge fan of Toy Story, enormous. And furthermore, I can't wait to take my kids to see this. I can't wait.
Your Highness, I can't count when you hover like that.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. Don't mean to interrupt. You just, keep counting.
How low can you go? Sing it now. How low can you go? Everybody, how low can you go? Oh, yes, how low can you go?
I see so much of myself in what they've animated. That was the thing that blew me away. It was me and better than me. And more than me because it had more hands than I do.
What's the point of going out there? They'll only laugh at me.
That's because you're a clown!
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
He's quite the motivational speaker, isn't he?
That's why we're going back.
So, does anybody else want to stay?
I certainly wish I had a set of wings like he does, because that would be pretty great. And the fact that you have 4 arms, you have 4, 2 are sort of gesturing and 2 are sort of on your hips, and it's a hysterical image. It's really fun.
There are insects out there that will take advantage of you. Someone could get hurt.
I'm here with Bonnie Hunt and Richard Kind. Bonnie plays Rosie, and you play Molt.
I play Molt.
He is kind of a tough grasshopper, isn't he?
He is a tough guy.
I'm a bad guy. I'm not tough. I wish I should have been. I should have been
Well, you're not a bad grasshopper. You're just a good grasshopper who's doing some bad things.
Right. So he's running with a bad crowd.
Right.
Yes.
Why go back to Ant Island at all? I mean, you don't even like grain.
What? You're right. I didn't think it was such a good idea myself. Actually, it wasn't even my idea. It was Axel and Loco's. They talked fancy to me. I got confused.
Then there's Rosie, who is a spider.
Black widow spider. So I drew a lot from my own life.
And that's how my 12th husband died. So now I'm a widow. I mean, I've always been a black widow, but now I'm a black widow.
As we're talking here and we're seeing your personality and all that, a lot of times animators want to work that into the movie. Did you have to go through that process? I mean, did they listen to you guys and then say, okay, this is how we're going to draw Bonnie's character and this is how we're going to draw Richard's character?
I think John Lasseter kind of had, and Andrew, I think they had an idea of what Rosie would be like, but they do videotape you.
Really?
No, I had no idea. I go in there the first day, and there's a video camera there that they take pictures of me and then incorporate them into the animation. I mean, it's enough that the voice is like that.
And with Richard, I think there is a lot to work with. I mean, if I were an animator, I think that they probably had a blast using Richard's face like that.
The circus, I love the circus. The circus, I love the circus.
The movie is terrific, and you guys are really great in it, and it was a lot of fun hearing your voices and then getting a chance to see the real people.
It was fun to hang out with you too, Rob.
Molt and Rosie, you got them here, exclusive.
Tuck roll, let's get moving, guys. We're up next. Don't you understand? We are up. Hey, they don't understand me.
In movies, when you create a story, you really have to get to know your characters, the way they look, the way they move, the way they live. Well, for the characters in A Bug's Life, the filmmakers had to do a lot of research and observation very close up.
How can you be circus bugs? Countless hours of arduous practice, my boy.
In researching A Bug's Life, one of the things that we did is we tried to take a look at the world from a bug's point of view. You try to get inside of a bug's head. So we wear these all the time. And you try to, imagine yourself as a bug.
But the research was fascinating. I mean, it was absolutely fun. There was a bug cam that you could sort of snorkel and put under the grass and through anywhere and sort of try and see the world the way the bugs would see it. And it's fascinating. You realize that we don't have to make anything up. The world is so unique looking from that kind of micro view.
It's so exciting because it's such an interesting world, the insect world. It is absolutely fascinating when you really get down there. And when we collect bugs, we actually get down and look at their, at their level. The leaves are translucent, flower petals are translucent. It's like they live in a world that's like stained glass windows all around them. But the thing we were really interested about is studying the motion of insects. And Dr. Full from Berkeley has this lab, and so we would ask to see the motion of many different insects. And they produced some amazing footage that really was very inspiring.
Basically what we did to work on the film is to help Pixar in a way that we do with every other group. We tell stories, and we tell stories of discoveries we make of nature that relate to movement. So we're sort of like detectives, where we go out and solve a mystery about how something moves, and then we teach about it. So when they asked me questions about ants and other insects, they wanted to know a number of things with respect to how they moved and the surfaces that they interacted with. We use a treadmill for the same reason that people use a treadmill to run on. That is, you can stay in the same place and don't take up a lot of area. So we can study the animal, but we can put our cameras on it so that we can see it more easily. So you could imagine using the information about how animals move. If you look at the individual creature, the way it moves gives it, in a sense, a personality. So if a cockroach is one that moves along where it's sort of bouncing in its behavior, you may use that kind of idea in developing what the creature is like when it moves. Because you can never tell what the information that you'll find will lead to. It's really surprising. Oh, look at that.
Not one ant sleeps until we get every scrap of food on this island!
Just do what he says. You don't want to make a man. Believe me.
No. You're staying with me, Your Highness.
Well, I've been wandering the wilds of Pixar, and who should I bump into? None other than Phyllis Diller, who plays the part of the Ant Queen in A Bug's Life. Hi, Phyllis, how are you?
I'm the queen.
You are the queen.
Yes, darling. Don't ever forget it. Better be good to me.
What was it like having to play an insect?
Different, very different. Playing an insect, I had to think small to get into the part. You know how we method actresses, darling. We have to get into it.
It sounds like this actually had a profound effect on you. I mean, it must have changed your life a little bit, huh?
Oh, profound. For a while, I couldn't even look at a can of insecticide. Sudden death. Okay, everyone, single file. Food to the offering stone and into the anthill. Now let's go.
Tell us a little bit about the queen ant.
Oh, well, she's terribly regal, knows her way around, and she is a woman of great intelligence, great strength, and she is, in this movie, training her daughter, Princess Atta, to take her place.
It's the same year after year. They come, they eat, they leave. That's our lot in life. It's not a lot, but it's our life. Isn't that right, Avie?
Congratulations, Phyllis, and you look great, and it was sure fun hearing your voice as the queen ant.
Oh, thank you.
Whether a movie is live action or animated, music plays a very important role in defining the mood and tone of the story. For A Bug's Life, the filmmakers reteamed with a special friend from Toy Story, Randy Newman.
2, play 49.
When we first started working with Randy Newman, it was very important for us to have a very recognizable musical theme that represented each character.
It's still, you know, it should have a little more rigor to it.
I think it's an incredible score. You know, they wanted people humming the themes. So about a year and a half out, before the movie was supposed to come out, we started working with him on themes for certain subplots, for certain characters, whatever we could think of, and also that we would be humming them. I mean, just how memorable and simple could they be?
I was happy to work with the Toy Story people again. It was the best, you know, working experience I'd ever had. You know, they understand music, and music can't make a bad movie good. It can make a very good movie great. It looks sort of spectacular. I mean, it looks absolutely spectacular. It's I've never seen anything that looked like it, and no one has, I don't think.
Quick, after them! Get
John.
Rob, how'd you like it?
Wow, that was incredible. It's fabulous in there. I mean, this has just been a blast.
You know, at Pixar, we love our medium. We love computer animation. But what we love even more is telling really heartwarming stories, you know, with great, great characters. And also having a little bit of fun.
Well, just by making me little, I can see that you like to have fun.
thanks.
I have a little problem.
Yeah? What's that?
I need to get tall.
We can do that. We have that technology.
Thank you, John. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Woo! Oh, man, that was some re-entry. Hey, John, thanks. That was a lot of fun. And thank you for watching. Also, I want to thank the people at Disney and Pixar for taking us on this amazing journey. A journey, by the way, that you can continue in the theater or in your own backyard. I'm Rob Weller. So long.